Good afternoon, everyone. Today I am going to talk about nobology in ultrasound, finding the right one in the sea of buttons. Actually, it is not searching, it is understanding the ultrasound. Here we will learn how to optimize the image and output of our ultrasound. In ultrasound, as you can see, there are many knobs and buttons and options where platform varies, but the basics of the ultrasound don't. In introduction, now the ultrasound is being used in everywhere, in many places for an anesthetist as a point of care or a standard of care for monitoring, diagnostic or therapeutic purposes. So thorough understanding of ultrasound nobology will greatly improve the image quality. This will give you clear ultrasound images which facilitate ultrasound interpretation. This will increase your confidence in diagnosing and interpreting this ultrasound data and then changing your management accordingly. So before we start and going toward the specifics of the ultrasound imaging, there are some important things which we need to know. You should review your user manual of your ultrasound system with particular methods of capturing and storing of the image, confirming that power cord of the echo machine is plugged firmly into the receptacle, have an optical disc with sufficient space available. Unfortunately, position and the knobs in all ultrasound systems of different companies are not universal, and they continue to change, and they are changing rapidly. So to start with, there is a power button which is used to switch on your ultrasound system. With backlight on, it suggests that a system is on. The next is connection of the probe and calibration of the probe. Probe should be properly connected, and the probe, after connection of the probe, it should be calibrated. So here we can see this L12-3 and L57I10 are the probes which are calibrated, which are connected, and the calibration can be internal. Here you can see the internally built algorithm calibration of the system where arterial and superficial are chosen. So after that, patient data need to be entered. So patient data, there are some mandatory things as in our system, last family name and MRN number needs to be added. We add in the description study and indication of the ultrasound study also. Then we choose the transducer, right transducer for the study. There are three types of transducer as you can see: linear, curvilinear or phased array. The linear transducer has high frequency with lesser depth of penetration and higher resolution. As the frequency decreases, the depth of the penetration increases, but the resolution of the image goes down. Then after selection of the probe, it is very important to note the marker on the probe, which side it is. It can be changed with these buttons and knobs, left and right. You can choose the marker according to our convenience. Also, the image field can be inverted with this up-down image. So it helps in our intervention and interpretation. Next, the ultrasound platform, machine platform, it is important. I just divided it into the convenience I thought it will be. So here there is keypad with transducer and preset option and patient data entering. This area deals basically with the image optimization part. This area basically deals with spectral Doppler information. This is time gain compensation. This is trackball with which we maneuver the cursor. And this is enter. These two buttons are for entering the data. So basic controls. So here, as I described the presentation, we will see how the image is optimized using all these buttons. So here we will see it under depth of image, adjustment depth of image, centering of the image, optimizing gain, time gain compensation, and focus point. So centering of image. So image centering is important because it will give you clear idea and the sizing of the image. Also, it will help you to help you in the guiding your needle or deposition of the drug. Here we can see the brachial plexus roots toward one side and in the center, in which it is nicely seen, and you can come from this marked site and deposit your drug here. Next will be sector width. So sector width is the wide. It should be wide enough to magnify the area of interest. It's a trade-off between field of view and resolution of the image. So here we can see in this video we can see uh, the mitral valve and aortic valve in long axis, and sector width is 90°. As the field of view will increase, the the resolution goes down. Then we are going towards the depth. So depth should be kept to required. We should see all the required area of interest should be visualized properly. Here we can see the area of as the depth increases, the area of interest size goes down and the resolution also goes down. So it should be just beyond the area of interest. This is LV cross section area. So here we can see it is optimum in the down image. Here also we can see two vessels. So here the it is optimal depth is adjusted, and here depth is too much. So here the manipulation of the needle while cannulating IJV is easier compared to this image. Next is focus. So focus point needs to be adjusted towards a to see whichever our area of interest. Here the resolution is optimized. See here the focus point is here. When we want to see this area, the focus point has to be here, so that this resolution here is maximized and we get better picture quality. Then next one is the time gain compensation. As the ultrasound, this is the field of vision, and this is our near field, and this is far field. As the ultrasound beam passes through this sector, the image, sometimes the returning signals are attenuated by absorption. So this time gain compensation knobs have to be adjusted according to the need. So the far field needs to have higher gain compensation, so that it compensates for whatever loss of ultrasound signal. So here we can see the distant one are dark because the knobs are on the right side. As we take it to left side, the distant far field is much more brighter. Same here we can see if it is on the left side, the upper knobs are on the left side, so it is far more brighter on the upper quadrant, and if it is on the lower side, it is on the far field. So it has to be optimally seen, so that throughout the ultrasound image we can interpret the data correctly. Next is 2D gain. So 2D gain is it amplifies overall gain of the system. So the gain will be increased all over the ultrasound field. As you go up, the tissue structure get brighter and the cavity is more gray. Optimum imaging will be like the cavity or here the ventricles are dark and the tissue is gray. So the image and the delineation of the tissue structure is proper. Next will be zoom. So zoom function is there in ultrasound machine to magnify the area of interest. It further helps us for delineating the anatomical structure and to see any abnormal flow in color Doppler. Then we move to a Doppler study. To start with, we will start with color Doppler. This is the knob for color Doppler. Here there is scale also which needs to be adjusted according to the tissue of depending on the tissue of examination or site of examination. So basic principle is with flow towards transducer displayed in red or orange and away from the transducer is blue. This is known as this we refer as bar, blue away and red towards. So here we can see when we put it on the IJV and carotid, blue is vein and red is the artery. In long axis also, blue is away and red is towards the probe. Then in color Doppler, there is one concept, Nyquist limit. It always equals half the pulse repetition frequency. The ultrasound machine can display Nyquist limit either as maximum measurable velocity or in kilohertz. Choosing appropriate pulse repetitive frequency or Nyquist limit for an interrogated vessel is key to avoiding errors. By exceeding the sampling limit. For high velocity flow, pulse repetitive frequency should be increased accordingly. As rule of thumb, the lowest PRF without aliasing should be chosen. In spectral Doppler, it also can be done by adjusting the baseline. So this is the limit where we are seeing the plus 0.3 and 0.3, and this is the zero line, which is baseline. So here we can see as the Nyquist limit is decreased, the jet area of the mitral regurgitation goes on increasing. Optimally, it should be what we use is between 40 to 70 in the flow study. In venous Doppler, we lead depending on the tissue of interrogation or under examination, we should limit the Nyquist limit. For venous, we need lower limit, and for arterial, we need higher limit. So this you can see. In this color Doppler image, we can see the optimal Nyquist limit of 55 and mitral regurgitation. One more thing I want to tell you is when we do this color Doppler examination, this box of the color Doppler should be there for only where we want to examine the flow. It should not be too big or too small for optimal results. Then there are two other, pulse wave Doppler and continuous wave Doppler. Actually, color Doppler is a type of pulse wave Doppler. Here the sample is taken from the specific area, so that this type of envelope type of waveform we can see. And here the flow along the line of the ultrasound this Doppler is scanned totally. So this is completely filled. Here we can in pulse wave Doppler. The velocities are limited so that it cannot measure about, I think, 120 meter per second. Here the higher velocity blood flow or flow can be measured easily. So if it is higher than the limit, it will cause aliasing. So it can be done by, and also the measurements here can be measured with this trace and this calculate button. If you press, there are intrinsic algorithms which are available for cardiac and other measurements, which helps us in calculating all these measurements. Then we go to arterial and venous Doppler. So if we put Doppler in artery and vein, we get different type of waveform, which helps us in differentiating between artery and vein. This is also known as duplex duplex sonography or imaging. So here we can see there is reduced pulsatility. As we are nearer to our heart, sometimes the cardiac pulsations are transmitted and we get systolic waveforms. Here the rapid upstroke and downstroke can be seen. It can be monomorphic, biphasic or triphasic. Next is M mode. In M mode, there is higher, the temporal resolution is highest. So the temporal movement of the object towards and away from the transducer can be seen. There is button here. We can see the pleural line, the pleural slide here. If we put it M mode here, we can see the seashore sign. The absence of seashore sign or absence of movement of pleural, this fine movement of pleura will result in barcode sign or absence of this movement here, which can be seen in pneumothorax. So it has highest temporal resolution. Then this button, which is known as physio. So physio, what it helps is adjust the ECG position on your screen. It helps you to correlate your ultrasound image with the cardiac cycle. The gain of the ECG also can be adjusted. Next is caliper. So calipers in the ultrasound machine, this button it's helpful in measuring the linear measurements in the ultrasound data. Here we can see the aortic long axis view where we are measuring LVOT, then aortic annulus, then sinus, sinotubular junction, and ascending aorta. So these are used for linear measurements of the ultrasound data. So color mapping is also one button which we can use, or knob which we can use. It just changes image from gray scale to blue scale. There are various color scales, color which are available. It depends on the individual preference and comfort for interpretation of the ultrasound data. There is golden, there are red and bronze color are available in various machines. Lastly, it will the labeling of the ultrasound data, which helps us in storage and also in presentations. So here we can use the trackball and text. So with this menu on, the intrinsic, the whatever machine label which we can use directly here if we click, and otherwise if we switch it off, we can type it here using keypad and enter. Lastly, image storage, which is very important. We can store it to the external image and we can take the data out of the ultrasound image. Don't forget to eject your device with this button. As a wrap up, the image quality is dependent on the several factors, including patient anatomy, the quality of the ultrasound system, and the skill of the anesthesiologist. So, and a thorough understanding of ultrasound knowledge will help you to maximize your image, even if all the other factors are lacking in quality. The ultrasound in ultrasound imaging, the knowing your ultrasound platform and maneuvering your probes are very important in getting the data. Thank you. Hope you are safe in this difficult time. Be safe. Thanks.
Strawberry.